Breakfast. We got to eat breakfast in the morning. Breakfast is a good thing. I didn't get first breakfast nor second breakfast. That's okay. Take a few minutes and talk to you guys and gals and reptilians. You have to say things initially to, for people to understand whether or not they should take you seriously. And nobody should take me seriously. I don't want people to take me seriously. I want people to listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth and you go figure things out for yourself. Don't listen to me. That's the dumbest thing you could ever do. Stupid. Stupid. Do not listen to me. You need to listen to everything. Go do your research and make good decisions. I want to talk about strategy versus reaction, right? How does the military fight? If you got a military that's fighting on reaction, if you understand what the art of war is, you ain't gonna have a military soon. You ain't gonna have a country. You ain't got no children. They're gonna steal them, to steal the horses, gonna take the farm, salt the earth. And if you think that I'm referring to the big tree, hell yeah, I'm referring to the big tree. It's Friday. And on Melancholy Friday, the first thing I tell everybody is, damn, this is the best show ever. Because it was. Oh, the shows are getting good, people. Oh, if you are not watching the Censored Science, you're wasting your time. Come on, everybody. Come on, JJ. How you doing, man, JJ? This is such a damn shame. All my friends have multiple names. I've got a database. I kind of categorize with a spreadsheet all their damn names. And speaking of names, here comes some damn Riley. She got about 20. At least this person only got 2 profiles that I know of. I got friends named Riley that got like 82 profiles. I just look for the letter R and I'm pretty sure that's Riley's. That's her profile. If you're going to Facebook jail, if you're going to social media jail, let's not isolate Facebook ain't the problem. If you're going to social media jail is because you're saying things that are unpopularly true. And the big tree yesterday was unpopularly true. People, listen to what I'm saying. Listen, all the caution that I try to tell y'all ahead of time. Oh, don't do it. Good Lord Jesus, don't do it. It's worse than I thought. Oh my God, the man scared me yesterday. And I'm hard to scare. I sleep with a black widow spider and I've named her Petunia. All right. I was telling my kids about it. They're like, Dad, kill the damn spider, man. What's wrong with your brains? Like, no, the spider's got his role. She got a purpose. You kill her, and then she got a sister. Nah, I don't mess around. Women, they remember too much and they talk too damn much. Hell no, I ain't killing her. She probably got 5 sisters. They give me a lethal dosage. Oh my gosh, but y'all didn't watch The Big Tree yesterday. They were talking strategy versus reaction. All right. If your strategy is to react, you are going to die. If your species is dumb enough to react to every damn thing that's happening, you're not going to have a species soon. And that's what they talked about. They talked about extinction. People, it is worse than what we thought. Please follow the Censored Science. But a lot of great things are happening too. It's not going to be a dark talk, but a lot of great things are happening. If you're paying attention, we're learning. Oh, are we learning? Oh, I'm learning more than what I wanted to. I did not ever want to research this ancient practice that starts with a V that people are still doing to their bodies. I understood there were 3 types, right? Worked in that industry. I knew there was a 4th type coming along, and it's interesting to me. It's science, right? It's interesting, but I didn't want to study it this much. Not that we flirting with the extinction, and it's worse than what we thought. It's worse. It's not about whether or not you do the experiment. It's whether or not you're titillating with somebody else who did, whether or not you're shopping at the mall with them, whether or not you're going to McDonald's and don't ever go to McDonald's. They've probably been shedding deadly things since the clown got some shoes. It's who you're around. I'm not even sure what I can say. The only thing I am going to try to say is it's not how much you shed, it's what you shed. And yesterday explained that if you do that experiment and you target certain things, you let corporations who convince you they can keep up with targeting enough of these things that mutate billions of times per day in the person that is in, and you convinced that the company with 5,000 employees going to keep up with that level of progression on a planet with 7 billion people. You special. Good morning, Joe Workers. How you doing this morning? We'll give people a little time to come in. I'm just going to strategy versus reaction. Do not be reactionary. Freedom is always a direction, never a destination. Amen. Because we ain't never going to be free, Riz. We ain't never going to be free. You know, freedom does not exist to a degree. All we can do is keep walking towards that freedom train, get some good old spiritual, Negro spirituals, and sing on the way, which is a great question. Did my Ireland ancestors have old Irish spirituals? That's a good question. We hadn't deleted the Irish slavery history. You know, I bet you they did have some songs. I bet you they did. But they had no bagpipes. That's the problem. See. So you can make a drum out of any damn thing. You in America, all we know, we got all the utensils and we can put this together. You know, ain't got no elephants to make the ear, take the ear and make the top of the drum. But damn it, we can get some sticks. You know, and the spirituals came along with an African flavor. Ireland, like, oh damn, we need to make some bagpipes. This is, oh Lord Jesus. What can we make a bagpipe out of? You know, but I'm pretty sure the Irish had some old Irish spirituals. I know. My ancestors, all they inventive. They're from Africa and from Ireland. There was some inventive people and the Cherokees, but we didn't kill most of them, stole all the land. So, but yeah, no, I agree. Riz, freedom is a direction. We ain't never gonna get there. All we can do is demand more freedom at the end of our life than we had at the beginning of our life, which will guarantee our children have a better place to live than than the crap sandwich we found. You hear what I'm saying? And right now, Rod, I almost called you your real name. Right now, Riz, we're in a place where you literally have people who are fighting to guarantee their children are more locked down than what they found when they got here. And it's insanity. Much love, one up to the teachers and the professors who decided to go back to the slave institutions we call educational institutions, where children are being abused by the state, who understand that. I know a few of them, I don't put them on blast, but there are a few of them who actually went back to make sure that your children aren't being as abused as the state requires they be abused. And I appreciate them. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Much love. Much love. It's no different. It's no different than we're talking about child protection. Right? I got a friend who works, he was a manager in child protection, and she says she can't quit. Trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with you. Why do you work for these people? I can't quit. If I quit, who's going to look out for these babies, right? At least in the position I am in right now in child protection, I can determine who gets the resources. And I can't get all of the ones I want to, but I can make sure at least we're targeting the people who are mostly at risk, the children who are being abused, as opposed to the easiest ones to get, right? Because it's all about numbers. It's all about money. You know, the family court's the number one profitable department in all the states in my country. And why is that? Because they get paid per child. So if she gave up her job, another manager might come in who's just like, oh no, we're gonna roll this money, get as many of the easy children as we can. The poor white children and the poor black children that don't have water and power, steal their kids, maximize the profit. Her bosses will love her. But she said, no, I can't do that. If I give up my job, I don't trust anybody coming behind me. So I got to work in the darkness. I have to work behind enemy lines to ensure I save as many children as I can. So what up to the teachers and the professors who actually went back and are refusing in passive ways. And you know they're the minority in those environments, right? Teachers ain't stupid, but teachers you can scare. You can scare an educator as easy as you can scare anybody else. You know, and that's strategy, which is right on topic. Strategy versus reaction, right? You know, we all get scared, but I appreciate the teachers who ain't scared. Like, nah, that's my classroom. I love those children. I need to go back and make sure that the ignorant principal and the hall monitors and the ignorant few aren't abusing my kids. And those teachers went back to school. Much love to you. Much love to you. Anyway, but be very careful, teachers, because that's a dangerous environment. Very dangerous. And it ain't because nature trying to kill you. It's because billionaires are up to depopulation. I don't think it's an accident, y'all. If you followed the Sensor Science yesterday on that show, the best show that's ever been done, I don't think it's an accident. I think that they've been talking about overpopulation for too long. I think they're intentionally doing this. And I don't mean they like everybody, not like Jive and Bowden who can't remember if he tied his shoelaces or not a few seconds ago. I'm talking about like the real powerful people who created this stuff. They know what they're doing. They don't like to share. That's what this is about. They don't like to share. The kings and lords don't like to share. And they know what will happen if you stress out this thing to create more. Well, that's the wrong word. Based in the science yesterday, and I won't tell you that I understand everything that man with the pocket protector that had charts and balls, and the big balls and little balls. Do y'all understand the science? I was tripping out. I was like, oh Lord have mercy. Like I'm grasping most of it. Don't get me wrong, but he got big balls and little balls falling through holes, and I'm a man, so things going through my head that I'm trying to focus. I'm like a child in school I hate. I'm trying to focus. And then, of course, Big Tree, he done brought out dolls. They ain't got no clothes on. They was naked. They was naked, I think. And he putting like red dots and other dots. I'm sorry. None of this is funny. We're talking human extinction. I don't know why I'm laughing. It was hilarious yesterday, though. It was good science. That was good censored science. It's worse than what we thought. Grand Rising, Heather. Good morning. But, I think they prepped this and we reacted globally. We, as in you, not me. I knew these bastards were criminals at day one. I saw them in China. Shut up. I didn't work for y'all. I know what y'all up to. Zika, bars, Ebola, swine flu. You just want a reaction out of people because you got drugs to sell them. Okay? All right. I've seen this before. I grew up in Washington, D.C. Oh, brother, your life is down, isn't it? Come on, brother, let me holler at you. Let me holler at you. Got the Adidas 3 suit on and the gold. Let me holler at you. Sade, let me holler at you a minute. Yo, what's going on over there, everybody? Yo, what's going on, Captain? Sade, life gets you down. It's hard. Man, forget that school, man. I got some things. You inject them in your body, make you feel good. What's it called, brother? That sounds good. You mean tell me I won't be worried about my problems and the wife and the kids and the crazy things and the job and the slave? Make me feel good? Oh, yeah. Oh, man, you ain't got me. Listen, it's called crack cocaine. I got something for you, brother. No, you don't. Oh, gosh. But, hey, listen, some people just like to react. They don't want the strategy, don't want to follow the crack science. All right, well, go ahead and crack it. Get to it. Out there shaking on that corner trying to get clock radios and stuff. No, bro. I grew up in Washington, D.C. I called y'all criminals from the start. All right, I've seen y'all play this game because I went in the industry. I was thinking, oh, the pharmaceutical industry is different than the drug dealers. No, they're not. They are not. Nope. And the people who work for the drug dealers on both sides, they don't really believe in it. That's why they don't put them on TV. It's like the gang members, they don't listen. Hey, I don't believe in doing crack. Half the time, they ain't even do crack. Most of the time, they didn't get high on their own supply. Neither does Virginia, because they actually are excluded from the life-saving experiment. If you're actually paying attention. I love that part. That part just made it so obvious. I'm like, oh my God, is John Bowden trying to help y'all? He's trying to help. I'm convinced at this moment in time, he's trying to help y'all. He's trying to tell you this is a fraud. I'm going to tell you how it's a fraud because you have to go get it. But I'm not. Congress doesn't have to. Moderna and Pfizer, they don't have to neither. National Guard, they ain't got to. CIA, they ain't got to. FBI, nope. Immigrants, nope, they ain't got to. Which is the funny part. That's the sad part, but it's the interesting part. They're bringing in people. They got boats and C-417s heading to C-5s and C-17s heading to the Philippines to get some nurses and doctors to replace 72,000 medical professionals that don't believe in the medical profession. So they're bringing them in for the Philippines, and they're immigrants. So they ain't got to have the experiment, but the people that they just made get out their jobs don't want the experiment. So you're still going to be in New York being experimented on by people that did not get the experiment. But we got to make the hospitals a safe place. Yeah, okay. It's a scam. It's all a scam. But that's not true, Gerard, because I seen Jive and Bowden on TV, and they just gave him a cooster. Yeah, I know. When I was a kid, I used to believe in that as seen on TV bullshizzle too, right? I got me a slinky. Y'all know them slinkies ain't work how it is on TV working. No, I know. Oh, I know y'all know what I'm talking about too. Because on the TV, it got every damn step, as seen on TV. It's slinky, it's slinky. I love daddy. I gotta help me, it's slinky. I got that damn thing. Hit the wall, jump 8 steps, fall there, and then it just clumps together. Y'all know what a slinky is, huh? As seen on TV. I hadn't seen it on TV. And the other thing I seen on TV was the silly putty, which I trusted the silly putty fake news too. But we seen it on TV. He got the shot. Trust me. And I'm not saying he ain't get the shot. I mean, he is loopy, The guy forget to put, oh, did I put on a dress this morning or shorts? And ain't nothing wrong with that. I got a lot of brothers that go out in dresses and high heels, and I ain't got nothing wrong with it. I love them to death. But, they're doing it intentionally. Diving boat. Oh, damn it. Oh, that's the ding-a-ling. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, gee, well, I got it up before the towel motion. So, no, he could have. He absolutely could have. But it was not on TV. All right? It was not on TV. There's no way they're going to take their cash cow and inject it with any damn thing in front of y'all that they want y'all to inject in. It is good for thee. It is not good for me. And if it is good for him, it ain't going to be on TV. They're not going to have him collapsing and fall. Well, actually, they could. Because he could collapse and fall, and people believe. I'd believe it. They thought, oh, well, he missed a step. But he was sitting down. He's diving boating. He forgot he was sitting down. See, funny. All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. No, listen, just real talk. If y'all did not watch Del Big Trey, I'm trying not to trigger the algorithms. You need to watch it. All right. It is far worse than what we thought. And you only really need to be told that if you're a fool, right? Why in the world is 72,000 people in New York? And New York, a gaslit city. Gaslit! Oh my God. They spray gas out the top. Have you been in New York? They spray gas out the top of the buildings. They call it smog, and it ain't smog, it's gas. They gaslit. New York, a highly indoctrinated population. All right. And 72,000 people in that highly indoctrinated area who go along with this thing, and they're mostly affiliated with the politics of going along, decided, oh, hell no, we're going to take on a life of poverty. We're going to move to the desert and live with some buzzards, do buzzard walks. I know this brown guy on TV, and you mean to tell me you're going to inject me with something that highly targets the more dangerous strains to spread to people I love? Hell no. I'm moving to the woods. Can you imagine if they did that in like Texas or somewhere where people on the opposite side of the politics, somewhere in a reddish city? Listen, this is how I know we coming together, y'all. This is how I know this thing about to come to an end, and it's not about to come to an end. Do not believe what I just said. I changed my mind. It's about to get dark, baby. It's about to get dark. But people are waking up en masse. I mean, just really think about it. Like, how ridiculous do you have to be to still think that you're being told the truth? And 72,000 medical professionals in one city are smart enough to understand, professional enough to understand that ain't medicine. You know what I'm saying? And the two people I'm talking about on Tree Big yesterday were pro Ovaltiners. See, that's how I know things are changing, right? If blue cities are like, oh hell no, y'all crazy as hell, and because the red cities were already saying that, but see, I saw the pro V thing coming. I saw them coming along. Brother's name is Ian something. I forgot his name. We used to debate this stuff to go back and forth with the stuff that was highly tested. 5 years experimenting on pregnant people and big people, little people, big fireheads and little fireheads, children. Everybody, every genetics, all the races tested to make sure that this thing is only going to hurt but so many people. And this damn thing they got right now, they made this in 5 minutes. They didn't put some juice in there with some spikes and some proteins. Shut that joker up. They thought they was making a smoothie. And just started injecting people in it. And that actually is close to actually what the science is, which when George Washington discovered this during the war, it actually makes some sense. I love the science, and it actually works sometimes. But according to yesterday, the two pro Ovaltiners, they just came in agreement with Tree Big Dale. Was like, yeah, Bucky, we shouldn't be doing this. The one from Belgium, somebody post his name. I don't think we'll get in trouble. You post his name. Post his name. People need to go watch that damn interview. And the other guy who's high up working on the MR, Renee, Nancy, Apple thing that people are jacking, he was like, oh yeah, we shouldn't be doing this. But the guy from Belgium, he was the one, if I'm not mistaken. Is Christine here? Damn it, Belgium. You know him, don't you? There's only about 25 people that live in Belgium. I'm sorry. I love my Belgian people to death, but y'all, y'all love it. It just doesn't make my radar. I'm sorry. I didn't even know Belgium was a place till I met Chris. I was like, oh, that's really a place? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Kind of like my friends that live in Montana, Kentucky, and North Wyoming and states like that. It just aren't very popular. We love y'all. We know y'all out there. Omaha. Is Omaha still a place? I think that's a place. Y'all don't make our radar. All right. So anyway, outside of my state prejudice, what was I saying? Oh yeah, no, the scientist from Belgium. He said a long time ago. He said this is a bad idea. This is not how my product is designed to work. This product is designed to work in specific people at specific times to do specific things who were probably going to die if they got it. It was not made for the masses. If you put that out on the masses in the way that y'all doing, you will stress out some word that rhymes with I'm thinking a word that rhyme with it, that start with a V. Rhymes with, I would say carrying. I want to say carrion, but carrion doesn't rhyme with it, but carrion is the right word I want. Carrions. It's going to stress out carrions, and it's going to make a lot of carrion. All right. And he said that a long time ago. And he said, I was like, oh my gosh. And we all posted. My friends are like, oh, listen what this scientist say. He's a smart guy. He got white skin and like big, thick bifocal glasses and stuff. And he got a European accent. So he know what he's talking about. And we posted that everywhere. Before there were any carrions around. And guess what happened after he predicted it? The man is a prophet. That's what science will do for you. It'll actually make you afraid. You're like, oh, you know what's going to happen? Because in the laboratory, we didn't did that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. No, you don't want to do that one. And they did it anyway. But see, this is what happens when you give the state a new religion, And as much as I appreciate my pro Ovaltine brothers for standing up, because you understand that ain't actually an Ovaltine. That's an experiment. It's y'all fault though. Y'all caused this. Oh, y'all caused all of y'all did it because y'all the ones that got people to believe in it. Y'all's marching, we shall overcome. Y'all done had your Ovaltine spirituals, kind of like Negro spirituals. Y'all been singing that for damn near 50 years. And if they've been watching, like, oh yeah, oh, we can use this. Oh yeah, blind following. Oh yeah. And this is what we talk about. Principles, right? If you give a blind following to any leaders who are all psychopaths, they all gonna do something psychopathic. All of them, and they all gonna do, whether it's religion and the God, the aliens, or the God aliens, or they all because they all aliens, or the reptilians, worship in state, worship of pharmaceuticals, worship of false science and half scientists, and it's y'all fault. I'm blaming the pro Ovaltiners, but I'm with y'all. I've always been with y'all because you know what? The people who I got down with who were pro Ovaltine, they were the ones who were coming with the science, right? They were the ones that, they were like looking at it wasn't, you can't even say the database start with a V, but rhyme with pairs, and then we had discussions, right? Okay, so this person died, but it's one person. Okay, when this person, okay, but that's one. Okay, this person got the word that sounded like autism, but got it the very next day. And then again, the cat came back in the very next day. I don't know why that song is in my head, but it's in there. Nursery rhymes. But the very next day after having an injection, like, oh yeah, there might be something wrong with that one, right? And so that's that MMR, right? And so I get down with people who have integrity. That's why I get down. Like I was talking to somebody this morning. Something to that effect. Like, the people I respect are the people who can be wrong. And so the pro Ovaltiners, I got down with were the moderates. They are the ones in the middle, like, yeah, we're not going to make this a full religion yet. I'm not going to put on the suit and do the chants and stuff that everybody should blindly follow all of this. And we would methodically go through each one, right? Like cars. Good example. You know, do you know anybody? If you ever meet anybody that's pro car or anti car, you didn't met a stupid person. Don't go with them nowhere, right? There's no say. Why would you be pro car? Why would you be pro Ovaltine or anti it? Why would you do that? It's just technology. It's just a car. It's like people who blame guns for going off by themselves. We gotta get the guns. No, the gun it's got users, and there are guns that are safer than other guns. And there are guns made by different manufacturers, right? There's different testing and developing in all of them. Some will blow up in your face, but there are a lot of factors. And when it comes to technology and science, which I love technology. I'm not anti-GMO, not pro-GMO, not anti-oval, not pro-oval. It's just technology, right? In the hands of very smart people, it can save the world. It can save a lot of people. It can save somebody from being raped. It can save somebody from being killed. It could save people who are under house arrest. Did I say that right? Wait a minute, because you got two guys. No. What is the one where the poor people just rush in your house and they put you and your wife and duct tape you to a chair? They put you on lockdown, and it's bad because they're poor people that are doing it. But when the state does it, it's okay. It's okay. House arrest and home invasion. That's what they call it, right? It's the same thing. Like, oh, we're going to put you on house arrest. We just let you out of prison, and you went to prison because we starved you through artificial scarcity. You took on a life of feeding yourself in something we call crime. So we put you in prison, and now we're going to let you out, but we're going to put you on to put the ankle bracelet. Ain't no different. That's why I don't have any enemies. Well, that's not true. I got some enemies. So I do my unfriend me now to people that still don't like that thing. But I still got to y'all. Some of y'all got to unfriend me now, for real though, because I'm sick of y'all. I am. I love y'all today. But some of y'all I'm not learning. I'm on Facebook to learn. Some of y'all ain't learning. I'm not learning from. Like, so 72,000 people who in the profession decide that they don't want it. And the people who've been telling you for the last 3 years that this is going to save the universe, the galaxy, and the world, and the universe, and everybody got to get it. If you ain't got it, it's a pandum thing of the un-Ovaltine. But I'm not going to get an Ovaltine. And Congress ain't got to get one too. None of their staffers got to get it. The immigrants ain't got to have it. The homeless ain't got to get it. All right. So anyway, yeah, you should unfriend me now if you still believe it. If you still believe, you probably should, because I ain't gonna learn nothing from you. I gotta go forward with people with integrity and science and all that other good stuff. But the whole point of this, me ranting, because I got literally 30 minutes, and I gotta go, and it's probably gonna take me that long to get through the damn comments. It's worse than what we thought. If you didn't watch yesterday's show was the best show of censored science ever. It is far darker and worse than what we thought. They did bring up the E word. This might be our event. This might actually be what they call it, Ellie, Earth level extinction event. Because people are putting things in themselves that are prioritizing the more dangerous carriers, while their body is addressing the non-dangerous one, right? And this is and I think the way he put it, wasn't it Gears or something like that? The Belgian scientist, the way he put it, he said nature's gonna win this one. It's gonna win this one. And this is why I'm smarter than him, because I already knew that. That Mr. Scientist guy, I knew that. Sir, I don't know the hell you said from the beginning to the end. That's all that weird stuff with balls and receptors and things. My mind was in imagination. I was imagining other things. You start talking about balls and holes and things. But the end of it, I knew, sir. I knew that. Nature always wins in the end. Always. Y'all been trying to beat nature, and nature been handing you your ASSS. Since the very beginning. Nature always wins. Always go with nature. Anyway, look packed up. Oh, hey, shut up. Shut up. You know what? That's why people know too much about me. I'm gonna stop telling y'all things. I got secrets. I'm not supposed to tell everybody every damn thing. Gigi, damn it, shut up. That people had Jennifer on you tell people things about me. Don't tell people things about me. I don't put my private life out here. What I'm doing, things going on, the people say, "Oh my Lord Jesus, y'all gonna get me killed." And I don't mind being killed. I don't. I don't mind fighting. Like I told you in my dark video 2 days ago, I have no issue with violence. That's why I'm a kind, sweet, loving gentleman that surrounds himself with hippies because I got a dark side. I ain't got no issue with the Civil War, none at all. The only issue I got with the Civil War is a lot of children in the country and women, and no, not all women, because some women they fine with the Civil War. They take them the fingernails, they take them jokers off. They can't wait to take off the bamboo earrings. Y'all remember them? When they're about to fight. Oh my God! You see, yeah, if you're in the hallway going to class, because I went to a violent high school, you start seeing bamboo earrings just being thrown in there. You knew Takeisha and Wanika about to get it. Oh my God! We'd run up there to go see what was going on because nobody had cell phones back then. But yeah, oh no, some women, oh, they take them. They don't wear the bamboo earring. They're ready to. Oh, listen, girl. Take these nails off and these high heels. Let's get it on, Silver Bob. Which is stupid because we gonna lose the Civil War. The human race loses every Civil War. We lose every revolution. We lose all acts of violence. But what I'm saying is, there are a lot of people that ain't scared. A lot of people sick of y'all. I know. I tried to hold them back and told them, listen, they're just scared, y'all. They love you. They love grandma. They don't want to abuse the children. They're just scared. I try to tell them, but oh no, these people they ready to fight. They're done. They're done. Fights are breaking out. Did y'all see that in New York? Oh my! But you know what? It's New York, so that's not news. I married a woman from New York. That is not news. Fights are breaking. That woman hit me with frying pans and people and children and shoes. That's just how New York. That's how they talk to you in New York. It's not. But so what is it? No, because people are going in restaurants. They're going in, and I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm out there looking for my ex-wife. People are telling you in a minute, y'all bastards. No, don't do that because that's still my mom-in-law still love her to death. My father-in-law still love. I still love these people. If we have a family, we always family. Always. All right, But that's how New York people get down. That's how they talk. Like, oh, I need a dress. I learned New York culture by marrying somebody from New York. And we used to go to New York, right? And I still remember the day. I was where was I at? J.C. Penney's, one of the colonizer stores where they steal minerals and they make children put together nice clothes so we can wear. And we go buy those things. And I don't know, they just weren't giving me attention. I'm over there, I'm like, look, damn it, I'm pretty much off 6 feet. And when I got my shoes on, damn it, black skin, bald head. Was I bald? Yeah, I was bald. I can make my angry Washington, D.C. crazy eye face when I do this. See, when I do this? When I do this, it's because I want to be left the hell alone, all right? When you was young in the Washington, D.C. area, you got to have your crazy face. If you ain't got your crazy face, they's going to pick with you. And they wouldn't even like, I'm just standing, I'm trying to buy some shoes, lady. How come I'm standing here, you talking to her, she addressing the sales associate, just going around to everybody else. I'm like, all right, you done went around people two cycles, right? Of people who were waiting in line, but I was here. And then realize that the difference is I'm standing here being nice man from Maryland and the rest of them catching cases. Hey, lady, damn it, I've been here. I'd kill your car up. Get over here. Help me size on these shoes, damn it. And that's a woman. They make their voice real deep in New York. They just put that, they got that, and they get attention. So yeah, but no, a fight, that's just a part of the culture. If you don't raise your voice, throw a child or two, a stroller, break a window, then you're not gonna get your shoes tried on. The sales associate not gonna know that you're serious. All right. So, but their fights are breaking out. And that's not rocket science, right? People going to establishments that they literally help build, right? People who engage in society and y'all trying to kick them out of society. Those is fighting words. Like I was telling a brother this morning, Michael, somebody, he's like, you know what? I ain't so worried about the social events and the sport and the concerts and the movies and restaurants. In a few years, they let us back in. And I was like, brother, that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, you help build society. Millions of people help build this society. And now the privileged few, the elite, here we call them the supremacists, dun, 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 have now decided that you're a second-class citizen. You came here on a boat from Africa or Ireland or somewhere they hadn't pulled you from, and you do not get to engage in the society that you help, no matter how much cotton you've been picking over your 45 years of life. Them fighting words. And people don't understand that. So yeah, they were going in a New York restaurant and there was a party of six. Number one, if it's a party of six and they New Yorkers, you let them in your restaurant. I'm just telling you right. There's six of them. They all, man, they get you like some monkeys. You know, what they're from, y'all remember the Wizard of Oz? That's how people from New York, listen, trust me. I went to college, people from New York, they swarm. All right, like the monkeys, they get them wings. What are they, the flying monkeys? Oh, that's what they do. All six. Oh, they look, New Yorkers, listen, they can all be different skin colors, different genders. They can be LGBTQ and S. Okay, they can be all of them. It does not matter. They going to have some dinner, fellowship, drink some drinks. Get happy in peace from slavery. And you don't let the paper place. No. You don't understand me, Shotty. No, they don't talk like that in New York. They got other words. Y'all don't understand me. No. We here just to drink. Nah, papers, please. No, brother, you don't understand me. We here with the sisters and everybody. We're going to sit down and drink some drinks, eat some food in an establishment that we got a social contract with that is only allowed to do business in our district, state, region, land, because we let them do business. All right. That's the only, we just going to sit down and have some drinks. You don't need to see no papers, please. Then the next thing you know is a bolo. You know, but wasn't brother in the front, there was a sister in the back. Because women don't have the patience, and they shouldn't. I told y'all, women crazy. And they should be. We drove them all, every last one of them. Look, when the women, when this real talk, when girls are born, what do? Listen, get all the girls in the back of the car, all of them, put them in the bus. We're going to drive them all to a place called crazy. Yes, we are. The patriarchal society, that's what it does. Trust me, I know. I'm a minority. If you a minority, you got less rights than everybody else because of dangalangs and boobies and stuff and skin colors and things like that. If you got less rights, you gonna go crazy. All right. The only women that ain't crazy in our society are women who's supposed to be men. All right, and they do exist. All right, they ain't crazy. They're like, yeah, I can adapt to this. But women's supposed to be women, and patriarchy, they're supposed to go crazy. All right, see how that works? So yeah, the woman was in the jumped over the top, got the guy in the jaw in the face, and then the other woman came around the side. She got the chair and threw it, because it's supposed to happen. Like, I'm not a violent guy. I'm just, and ain't none of that happened. But that's how in my head I see it because it's New York. The guy in the back with the wings and the claws, he flew over the top, and it was a bar fight. Why? Because they said papers, please, and it's supposed to be. You ain't supposed to ask nobody for no damn play, but this is not Germany. All right. This United States of Incorporated of slave plantation. All right. You don't ask nobody for no damn papers. Hit them fighting words. You might as well say, please hit me in my jaw, please. So, but fights are breaking up, and I'm not a violent guy, y'all. Y'all know that. I listen, I have been hit by everything. I told you, I've been married to a woman. She didn't hit me with the curling iron. She didn't hit me with the hot combs. She hit me with everything. I'm in so much trouble when she see this. All right, anyway, she unfriended me, so she won't see it. Anyway, and if you tag her, I'm unfriending you. All right, I'm still scared of that woman. That woman little, but that woman is mean. All right, she the only one that can take care of my boys. She the only one. My boys like me. We don't do no authority. You told me to do what? Nah, those are my kids. I raised them to be anti all authority, including my own. I was like, what the hell am I doing? So, yeah, and they tell you that's mine. That's not. Nope. You get a choice. You can go fight Vin Diesel or what are the other big guys? Vin Diesel, Jason Momoa, and the big guy from the Green Mile. You roll all of them up together, but nope. That's mama. She got superpowers. Yeah, she'll beat the hell out of you. So, but anyway, I've been hit with everything. I'm a peaceful guy, y'all. peaceful guy. Number one, don't ever hit a woman. I'm gonna put that out there right there. I'm making jokes. Ain't none of the stuff I said just happened. I'm making jokes, but men don't hit women. For a minute, I have to have a serious point for a minute. All right, if you hitting on a woman, there's something wrong with you. There's something very wrong with your brain. You need to get help. Seriously, very, very seriously. Yeah, but Jerron, she beat the hell out of me. Yeah, well, she crazy. She's supposed to. You got man privilege. It's patriarchal society. Women's supposed to go crazy as hell. They're supposed to do that, right? But you ain't supposed to swing back. A man's strength is only for oligarchs. A man's strength is only to defend his family. You understand? You got 7 billion family members around this planet. You got a lot of work to do. They ain't never to hurt nobody. Damn sure no children or women or smaller men. All right? That's what a man is. A punk is somebody that picks on someone who's lesser than they are. Don't be a punk. Don't be a coward. And that just isn't a physical thing. That's a mental thing, right? You run into people who don't know as much as you are. You want to abuse, because women abuse men too. That's a real thing. They abuse them psychologically. They don't give them none. Make them cut the grass, clean the house, take showers and baths and stuff. Put lotion on. You ain't getting none. All right, I'm just joking. Oh man, you just putting all those issues out there today. Now we get why Gerard moved to the damn mountains. Now we understand why it's better to live with mountain lions and things that can kill him, sleep with a black widow spider. He got married to somebody from New York. All right, I'm sorry. No, but seriously, back to the point. The point is fights are breaking out and they're supposed to. You're abusing people. You know, spent 3 years helping these crazy people who are at the top of all the authority and power align with corporations to abuse millions of people who help build your society. Do you think that they're just going to take it peacefully and just do what they're told? You know, the other people I have to give a shout out to is just not the teachers and professors who are going to the schools to make sure that the children are not being abused as much as the state is requiring to abuse them. Is the people who got tricked into the experiment finally saw the censored science or realized the common sense behind the ignorance of what they're doing and are now standing up saying, nah. Even the people who still believe it, even the people who still believe that it's wise to inject in you what the corporations don't believe in, you can't sue them for, and they guaranteed you could not sue them or they would stop making it. And the leaders who've been telling you that this is going to save the world for the last 3 years, and they refuse to take it themselves. And they made sure that their best friends in Congress and the people who manufacture these and in the companies don't have to take it either. You know, there are people who still believe that this is an honest thing. All right. I'm gonna tell you this. When I worked in the industry, the big problem you had was that people in that industry, most of them are good people. Most of them. I worked in that industry. Now I work in the green industry. I'm like, oh my God, how the hell did you go from the pharmaceutical industry to the green industry? That's completely different. You just completely changed. No, actually, it's the same industry. It's people who are trying to help. Some people, think the best way to do it is synthetic, and other people think the best way to do it is through nature and natural things, organic things. They want to help. They mean well. Like most medical professionals, people do not open up bodies. Your nasty A body after you're in a car accident to try to help you unless they got a lot of love in their heart. But so in that industry, you have to exempt the makers of that thing because obviously the corporation does not believe in its safety nor effectiveness because you can't sue them. And so the people who work on it will tell you and tell the news exactly what's wrong with it if you force them to take what they work on, right? Which gets back to the Belgian scientist. If you're really listening to what he's saying, it actually is vindicating my points. That is, well, one, the people who work on this stuff, they just want a job. They have to have a job as a chemist to pay their mortgage, and so they do it for the industry. Just because you work on it doesn't mean that you believe in it or you take it. Our society is designed that you do these things for the few or you don't get to live here. That's your price for paying to be here. As well as, there's another point there I was going to make, then I'm going to read the comments, is that I know somebody posted his name. I forgot the scientist's name out of Belgium. Is that these things are designed for very few people, right? All medicine into everybody and not all people all the time, right? These are designed for very specific people with very specific problems that their bodies need to be taught very specific things or they'll die. The way that they are greed is forcing them in mass is extremely dangerous. That's not what they're designed for, right? They created a religion out of it, and that was wrong. But now the masses in that religion are injecting themselves with things that the vast majority don't need, only a few. And that's what I was saying a long time ago. I mean, a fix to the pharmaceutical industry is you take away their ability for mass profit. You take away these patents and you take away the need for them to force their drugs on billions of people, and you let it go back to the scientists who are there just to help. They're there to try to figure out things, how to keep people alive. And that's where I'm not extreme. I tend to be in the middle on things, is that it's never really on either extreme. There's some darkness on this planet, right? There's obviously something that has the ability to tempt the extinction of the human race and is willing to force governments and corporations to bring that about. There is something that's dark here, but most people aren't. Most people, they think they're doing the right thing. And that's why I try to talk to people the way I do, yo. I know y'all, Gerard, the CIA. That was my favorite Gerard rumor. That might be my favorite. No, I don't. It's either that or the alien. I love hearing rumors about myself. It's just fun. Like, I don't even correct them after. I just listen. It's entertaining. The best rumors that you ever hear is the rumors about you. Oh, what did I do next? What did he do next? And he came from where? He did what? He said, no, it's just, I'm not against technology. I understand that all these things start off and they mean well, and you can jump off a cliff and be crazy and extreme and think that, oh, they're reptilians. Not that the reptilians don't exist. I'm pretty convinced they're here. It's just most things start off well-meaning. Pharmaceutical industry started off just helping, saving lives. The whole, Agenda 2030, the Venus Project and Zeitgeist movement and permaculture, it's all by the elites to control us and put us in disease boxes called cities and make us live in slave boxes called apartments. Like, no, that started with people who actually realize what an ecosystem is. And that when you work with nature and you create balances, that nature actually takes care of itself, right? Permaculture, green living, give back the land, and even this, So anyway, let me read comments and I'm gonna get out of here. There is darkness, but most things it create, it's just by us. They're just people who are trying to help. The pharmaceutical industry is not evil and dark. They're just greedy because that is the model. And so you got these mega corporations that are fighting mega corporations that are swallowing up biotechs. And they get so big to a point where the only way they can exist is if they have captive customers of 7 billion people. And that's where we are. They were a dying industry. We don't want to get rid of them. That would be the dumbest thing that we could ever do, right? 20 to 30% of the drugs people would die from, right? If they didn't have, if they couldn't take them. Right? I've got people in my family who are only being kept alive by the pharmaceutical industry, but I understand that. I understand, though, that the other 70% of those drugs are just treating side effects and are creating more problems. And the industry is okay with that, right? Like the cariants. The cariants are not a problem for the industry. That just means that they're going to make more money. All right. The problem from the science given that censored yesterday was the fact that there's going to come a point where they can't make the coosters fast enough for what's being shed by the people who are getting these things. And when you reach that point, there's a point of no return. Those people will die. And this is where we're at, some sort of extinction level event. And they are shedding that stuff. And even the people who are strong and got the broad spectrum, who didn't play this experiment, eventually there will be a cariant that is powerful enough that'll take us out. Right? This is why it's not a joke. This is why I'm saying that it's darker than what I thought in the beginning. I mean, I like to think that that's extreme. I mean, somebody will make it, but you're still talking about an earth-changing event, you know. And as far as the fighting part, you know, I made a post this morning. I'm trying to explain it. I'll fight for the new world. Ain't nothing I wouldn't do for the new world. But I will not fight for your old normal or your new normal. I will burn them up the best that I can. I'll fight against them. I have no interest in a new normal or the old normal because those were ignorant worlds. Now that the whole world has been stopped, we need to go with the automation world. I speak about it a lot, right? If you don't know who Peter Joseph is and the Zeitgeist movement, oh, we got answers for everything. Most things, not everything, most things. But I'll fight for an automated world where where robots, automation works for everybody equally, right? It grows their food, it builds their houses, it 3D prints their cell phones and laptops. So all these kids have equal opportunity. I'll do that. I will not fight for the economics of bullshit. I'm not going to fight for the 1% because the old normal and the new normal are crony normals, right? That's just cronyism. Those are the people with the most jewels dictating to everybody else. I won't lift a finger for that. Everything I make for that is kerosene. No, I'm like a lion. I go lay down and just watch this ignorance unfold. But I'm not going to lift a finger to try to reboot and go back to the crony ignorance that we just left, let alone the crony ignorance that they want to create. All right. Hey, Deborah. Good morning. Howdy. How you doing? Howdy. Good morning. Yep. Only two. Yeah, I know. You only got two. And that's the crazy thing is that adults got to act like children. We got to create club names on social media just to tell people what's true, to try to help them to not endanger their family. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, based on what I heard yesterday, because I understand most of it. I don't understand all of it. And I actually had that stuff injected in me. I would distance myself from everybody I love. I go hug all my enemies. I'd be shedding all over them. No, I wouldn't do that. I mean, we got to be serious. I'm real talk. I'm gonna be serious with you. If, say, I lost my freaking mind and everything that I've learned in life, and I didn't have my gun with me, and they were able to hold me down and inject me without me injecting them with some lead, hot lead, and I got that thing in me, and now, based on what I understood from yesterday, I would quarantine myself. Like, honestly, I would, dear, yeah, I don't, if I were married, and y'all know how, listen, I'm a man, all right, we're not going to go there. Dear, you need to go sleep in another room. You do. And that's how serious I am. Like, that's how serious this is, right? Until we figure this out, you don't need to be around me. In fact, I need to go get an apartment and some hookers and no, I'm just joking. El Paso hooker town, it's crazy. I don't know. I tried to sleep in and they wouldn't stop working. No, but and I stay away from my kids. I would, because this is not a joke. We're not playing. I'm laughing because if you don't laugh at this stuff, you'll cry. I think you gotta have a certain jovial nature to even deal with this nonsense. But I wouldn't let people who had that put in them around my kids either. If it were my choice, it's not my choice. I'm in a divided house, and I've got to, I've got to, I have to compromise some things. But until we know what this scientist was talking about, until he is on CNN, MSNBC, ABC, and other scientists can peer review and go, because what he's talking about is a theory, right? But I'm prone to believe he knows what the hell he's talking about, because he said this was going to happen months ago. Almost a year ago, he said this was going to happen, and now it's happening. So to me, his science is valid. He probably does know what he's talking about. And you do not want to shed something on your child or your loved one that's going to get them killed. Right? Now is the time to really seriously think about homeschool. Right now is a very serious time about, we do need to put some space between people. Gerard, are you talking about social distancing? Hell yes. Hell no, that ain't enough. They made up their number 6. I'm gonna say 12 feet. Now is the time to distance until we know what's going on. And it might be, and so the interesting thing is, Not only did they end in the statement that we need to immediately stop these mass projects right now, immediately, because there might be a chance to help people. Right, the people walking around like me who have not been wearing no damn mask and just get just hugging everybody I can find, being exposed to everything in the environment might have the ability, right? I don't know what they are, white blood cells, T cells, whatever you want, whatever, to help the people who got injected. That's where we are. But it's only going to happen if we all step up now and start doing the things that are right. Start laying down this ignorance, this pro-mask, anti-mask, pro-V, anti-V. They even addressed that yesterday. It was the greatest show I've ever seen on censored science in a long time. Right? That we have to stop with the division. They do this intentionally. That's how they maintain power, is they turn people against each other. And that's how people die. So, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna read comments, you guys. I gotta go. I put spiders under my bed so I go. And that actually, there's science there, right? I would not recommend that, but there is some science there. If you had a daughter, would she be named Petunia? Hell yeah. Gee, that's why I know. Of course. Oh, all my girls would be Petunia. Petunia 1, 2, and 3. Everything she knows she's talking about. She's talking about the truck is Petunia, my laptop's Petunia. All my things are Petunia. All my cars have always been Petunia. My guns are Petunias. I got in trouble with that because my son was like, Dad, you can't name all the guns Petunia, because if you tell me to hand you Petunia and I hand you Petunia and you're not going to be able to hit that hog at a distance, you in trouble. We in trouble. So I like the name Petunia. I don't know. It's old, it's ancient. Reminds me of grandma. My mother was not named grandma, but nobody's naming their child Petunia no more. So it's unique too. He killed frightening. Well, nature is frightening. And yes, living with a black widow spider on your bed, it could cause some fright, unless you just really realize that nature is nature, Gigi. Nature's not out to kill us. Black widow spiders don't want to kill you. They want to kill the pests that cause you problems, right? Everything has its place in nature. And if we know the place of everything and we know the order of events, then we could be like the guy that swims with the alligators, or like the guy that plays with the lions, or the guy that, got the big mastiff. Right? If you can read the animal, if you can read nature, read the ecosystem, well, you know when it wants to eat you, and when you know when it's full, when it's threatened, you stay away. I mean, most animals are scared of humans. They're like chihuahuas, right? They why does a chihuahua bite the hell out of every boot it can? Because it's scared to death, right? And so are animals. And if you can pick up on those signs, you know that, well, they just got their place. And sharks aren't really out there to eat you. They hate boots and belts and GMOs and forced injections. They don't want that stuff in their body. We're not their food, but they got to eat. And if you're not around them when they're highly scared or when they're hungry, then you can be safe. So nature can be frightening, but to me, it's just education. Like, the more you know about it, the less you'll be scared of it. Good morning, Kim Hollinger. Morning, Gerard. All blessed in the family. They're literally creating soup. Oh, there you go. I can't even say that, Brother Max. It'll wipe us off. And that's the censored science. They have to hide that from scared people. So scared people will keep doing these dangerous things, which will essentially do ourselves. Yeah. Well, and to a degree, Max, I don't know. It's something dark. It's something dark. If I were aliens, and I'm not saying that this is aliens, and I wanted the earth, I wanted to cleanse the earth, I wanted to protect the earth. All these whistleblowers are saying stuff like, oh, well, this government's in contact with aliens and they don't like our nuclear weapons. They don't like our war. They don't like we're destroying the planet. All those things I agree with, even if I didn't believe in aliens. Those sound like good things. We need to do some things to stop war. We need to do things, get rid of the nukes. We need to do some things to stop destroying the planet. I agree with all those things. So I'm not going to disagree with people who think aliens are talking to the U.S. government. I don't think there's an alien race that's stupid, but okay. I think we are, because we still vote for a corporation that's pretending to be a government. I don't think aliens are that dumb. But let's say that you wanted this planet. Say that you wanted humans to stop destroying things. Well, this is where the overpopulators are right. They're wrong. The planet's not overpopulated. We just we don't allocate automation and resources well. We let that stay with the few. because we think one day we'll own enough land to be a part of the few. We think one day they'll let us in the big club, and they won't. You need to reduce the population. And what better way to do it than to get them to reduce themselves? Fear is a powerful thing. I still got taped by the Wolf Tones proper Irish rebel song. Okay, there you go. I know history too. Oh, do you, Cat? Okay, I don't know my ancestors' historical Irish songs. I'd have to mix them though with the Negro songs, spirituals. You know, I need some drums and some congas and some bagpipes. Like in my head, that sounded delicious right now. That's all my DNA from my ancestors. Some bagpipes and drums, some dancing, skirts. Those things would be fantastic. All right, I'm gonna read comments and get down because I know I had to run yesterday because I'm doing some things with some things. Got to see a lady about a horse and a few other things. So I need to hurry read comments before I have to go quickly again. Freedom 14th Amendment. Okay. Freedom from the cruel and unusual punishment. Jennifer, where I believe with the amendments, I think we just need to get rid of most of them. I don't believe in rules and laws and all that nonsense anymore. I think the biggest problem with the amendments, we got too many. We just need a couple simple rules. Leave everybody the hell alone. That's the end of it. Isn't that the golden rule or close to it? Like do unto others as you want done to you. Leave everybody the hell alone. That's the only real thing we need in the Constitution. That's all. The Bill of Rights all needs to be leave everybody the hell alone. It's not your business. Ain't your business. None of you. Why a chicken cross the road ain't your damn business. The chicken got things to do. Don't you? You focus on you. You focus. You. Maybe you should have crossed that road yesterday. All right. Don't ask the chicken why it crossed the road. You need to focus on you. I'm not sure we need more amendments. I just think we need to leave each other alone. As Babylon falls, I'll drink from my crack stem. Yeah, well, a lot of people are turning to crack now, right? So, you know, and people are turning to worse. One thing I know is, you got to overdose on crack for it to kill you. This stuff they inject themselves with, you ain't got to overdose. All you got to do is get a low dose. All you got to do is confuse your immune system to go after one thing specifically and ignore the broader spectrum of things. And that'll kill you. All right. People are nice in the South, in New York and New England. Ain't nobody got time for that. We busy. That ain't true, Deborah. Stop lying to people. People in New York, danger. I told New York State. I know they nice in New York State. They hippies running around singing in their draws and everything all up north with everybody else. All the hippies. I'm talking about New York City. You can't be nice there. All you got to walk fast. You got to do that butt walk with the cheese in. Last time I went to New York, I had to catch a flight. Back before they decided to end and destroy the world and all small business. I had to go. I think I had to get a connection in the subway from New Jersey into New York. And it's just like the world changed. Everybody's walking fast and got that walk with McDonald's. Because everyone's trying to hurry and get to their slave plantation or back from the slave plantation or whatever. And people don't slow down. No, they all rude. Nope. They very busy, Deborah. You're right about that, but they are not all nice. Nope, because sometimes you got to be mean to get attention. What are we supposed to do about the social credit score, the chips, and the passports? All we can do, Joe, is talk. It's the only thing that we got to do. Nothing else, right? Because right now, the majority of people want that. The majority of people want social credit scoring and a massive slave plantation owned by the few. And they're cheering for it, and they're hiding in their houses, and they're wearing their slave badge over their face saying, "Ooh, please abuse me. Please kick me." That's the kick me sign from yesterday, right? They're telling big corporations to kick them. So the only way to stop that is if people stand up. But right now, if the majority of people want that, then that's what's going to happen, is what's supposed to happen. They're using everybody's fear. I need to move west. I'm looking for somebody that has a large house where I can put my studio, or shrink your studio, Joe. That's minimalism. We do to a degree. We got to downscale our life. You can do a smaller studio. Sadly true. I'm a farmer, Midwestern girl. People are a bit nicer there too. Well, people have always been nicer in the South, Heather. That's out west. That's just a thing. It's a part of the culture. They held on to the small town culture longer than people in the North and the East. We call them evil psychopaths. Yep, that's what I call them at the top. The only people who want to control you are psychopaths. And the only people who get behind the people who want to control you and abuse you must be psychopathic too. Or really, really confused. And unfortunately, we got a whole lot of people in bed with psychopaths now. They don't understand what that's going to create. You want shoes, pick them up and wave them in the air. Someone will show up. All right. Ooh, you have to talk about five that. And that is another problem, right? Like, putting out signals without getting the consent of the public that it's okay to blast signals through their body. Signals that the wavelength used to be every 2 feet, now is every 2 inches. Yep, that's the thing. Also, hey, good morning, brother Rick. I need to get out of my cold surveillance state. Unfortunately, family is not on board. Heather, sometimes you got to say, bye. Bye, Felicia. Sometimes you got to say bye, just go. Like I said it before, I left my entire family. Most of my family's on the East Coast. I'm almost on the West Coast now. But it's not about taking people with you. Sometimes you got to pull a Christ, Heather. Sometimes you got to go away to prepare a place. Sometimes you got to go do what you got to do to make sure that when they do wake up, there's a place for them to go. A lot of people are still waiting. They're waiting to see what's going to happen, and you can see what's happening. But you're way too late. Ain't going to be much debate because they're not playing. These corporations are they're dead serious about their money. They ain't playing. Nobody like Big Worm, Big Perm. You think I'm playing with my money? They're not playing with their money. They see trillions of dollars and they're going to do it. So sometimes you have to go, Heather. Sometimes you got to do what you know you got to do. Sometimes the chicken got to cross the road. Don't worry about other chickens. I ain't worried. Y'all follow me. Y'all can do the hell y'all want to do, and then you might be able to take care of them in the future. You deserve it, Gerard. What I deserve. Learn to fish and hunt and garden. Yeah, we never should have forgot those, Tony. Those are things that strong people do. Strong people know how to do. Weak people don't know how to do those things. They're spraying us in Illinois hard for the past 3 days. Time to go, Riz. I've been telling you this for the longest time. Anytime you got to hang out the window with a megaphone and tell you people that they're going to get meth mouth, that they wear these damn things on their face, then you know you got to go. Do not be around ignorant people. Don't do that. Like if it's abuse, look it up. And then that's my issue with the people that wear the mask. And I don't really have an issue. They can do anything they want to do. But if someone tells you to do something, if someone wants to abuse you and you don't look up the science on that to realize that that doesn't actually work, but you just go along with the abuse, there's some love that's missing there. Like any abuser, I have a lot of friends who are females who, they came out of abusive marriages and abusive families and stuff. And when I used to bout with their abuser, because that's what I do, that's what I used to do. I don't do that no more. There was something that was missing early on that made them susceptible to the abuse, right? People, when they're angry, I don't put no damn thing on my face. What are you, crazy? These people got a lot of love in them. They're not going to let you abuse them, and they ain't going to abuse themselves either. They're not going to offend their immune system that functions mostly on oxygen. There's something that's missing. And again, that's why I try to be as tolerant as I can of all different types of people everywhere they are. Everybody was raised differently, and there's some people that are okay with abuse and they'll let corporations abuse them as quick as they'll let a husband or a wife or anybody else, because something is missing. But when you love yourself, that's a problem. That's a problem, Riley. When you love yourself, we're gonna keep loving ourselves until we die. The day we die, you won't abuse me and you won't trick me to abuse myself ever. I'm gonna live free my entire life. Fight the power. Yes, you do. You got to fight the power, right, Paul? Not the powerful. Fight the power, not those that appear powerful to you because they got a little more privilege than you got. Fight the power. It is the system. Fight the system, and you don't actually have to fight it, or you just have to know how to fight it. Systems only work by walking away, right? Or no, systems only work because they got users. When you stop using the system, it disappears on its own. You don't actually have to fight. The only time you got to fight is we got ignorant people who are still backing the system, and we're hoping that we get away from that sooner, and people evolve and mature to a point where they no longer support abusive, psychopathic, oppressive systems. Illinois is one of the crappiest states in the yeah, they all are, Tony. They all are. I'm not sure what's the worst. If I had my worst at the top of the list, it would be New York, maybe New Jersey. We might slide Pennsylvania in there, and California in that list too. And that's just because of the corporations that have the most power in those states. Right? It's economics. It's not even that the people don't get it. It's just that in those states, you have massive pharmaceutical plantations. They pay more taxes, so they place more politicians in office, which means they just get their way more than any other big corporations do, because the people never get their way. And the only constituents of the U.S. government at the state and federal level are corporations. The people are not the constituents. Uh, what if it's a trans? I'm not sure what we're talking about, but I would simply say, Paul, you just be happy that you got Paul problems. You know what I'm saying? I don't have an issue with LGBTQ, 72 genders, any of that. People who want to be mermaids, people who think reptilians are real. I'm fine with all of that. I'm glad, Paul, that Gerard got Gerard problems. And yes, in one of Gerard problems, he speaks in the third person. Just be happy you got the problems that you got. Other people got other problems. I know this. I'm real talking. I don't want to turn this into this discussion, but I thank God every day that I don't have the issues that our good friends, our family members, our cousins that are transgender have. I don't. I don't. That's why I appreciate Dave Chappelle making the jokes that he did about them, right? Because when you joke about people, and this is see, the problem isn't the vast majority. The problem is always a few ignorant, few who are in power who want more power. You can't talk about us. Right? When you joke about people, it's because they're in your family. It's because you love them. You feel comfortable enough with them that you joke with them. It's like I had big brothers, Paul. I used to beat the hell out of them. That's how I knew they loved me. If I came home and my brother didn't catch me across my jaw, I knew, y'all, Dad, you love me. Why aren't you hitting me? Why aren't you beating me to a pulp into the ground? That's how you show love. But we forget that and we fall in league with the leaders. And so now you got this people fighting with the transgenders fighting. That's just ignorance. It's dumb. Why would you do that? Just be thankful you got your problems, right? Other people have problems that I would never want to have. I don't know what Paul problems are. I don't want them, right? I don't know. I know some of the transgender problems, and I'm glad I don't have those problems. But they're part of my family. They're my cousins. And I believe in their freedom as well as everybody else's. I was raised in the church. That doesn't mean I need to hate people. Those books teach us supposed to love everybody, right? But most people who read those books don't actually believe in those books. They just believe in controlling other people, which is the purpose of religion. So yeah, no, and the last thing I'm gonna say on that, because I don't want to go down that road, it's just we make jokes with the people we love. That's why I make jokes about me and people who look like me and people who think that we're all the same identities together, because I love them. We're all a part of the same family. When people stop making jokes about you, that's when you need to be worried. When they're not making jokes, they're putting up crosses, getting ready to burn. That's when you need to be worried, right? But as long as people are making jokes, then we're all in it together. Make jokes back at them. But anyway, and the last thing I was going to say is that I do believe those scriptures in a place. If I'm like somebody's about to kirk out because they believe what their pastor tells them, is I don't believe that perfect God's making perfect anything. Right? It's like this system of taking spiritual creatures and evolving them to be loving beings, wherever the hell we're here. Perfect beings don't make imperfect systems. Humans do that. Right? If somebody is born with two genitals of what we consider to be different sexes, to me that's perfect. Because if we have a creator and the creator is making us, then either you don't believe in a perfect God, you're lying to yourself, or that person's perfect and something in our indoctrination turned us against one of our cousins. I'm not going to let anything turn me against my cousins. That's my point. So I'm not even sure if you're replying to anybody else or if that's for me. But there are no transgenders. There are transgender people, LGBTQ, mermaids, black people, white people, whatever people want to be, whatever identity they want to affiliate with. But to me, you got 7 billion different gods on this planet, and they all deserve the same love and respect. They all deserve to be free and live the way they want to. So however they want to live is not my business. And anybody who makes it their business that got an issue with that, they damn sure don't love no God. They damn sure don't respect Christ, Jesus, or anybody even like him, or the philosophies or the values. They have the values of the state. They're authoritarians. You hear what I'm saying? There's different people who have a faith and actually believe in it and they live it, and the people who just talk trash because, I don't know, it makes them seem, because they're psychopathic. I'm not going to put that, I'm not going to pull that punch. They're psychopathic. They want to control people. They're no different than the state, And so, yeah, if you actually listen to Christ and the message that Christ taught, yeah, I'm not going to get into if Christ is a teacher or God. That's up to people. They can decide whatever they want. What I think is unimportant. The bottom line is if you see somebody and they have an issue with transgender or anybody, women, black people, white people, whatever, those people hate whatever Christ is. Because that is exactly the anti. They are the antichrist. They are teaching an antichrist message. How do you love Christ and you want to be Christ-like, and you're telling me that that's who you are, you want to be, but you're acting like the antichrist. You have antichrist values. All right. So anyway, I'm not sure what that comment was for. And I'm sorry. I know I said I wasn't gonna make that a discussion, but that's kind of how that goes. Let me get down. I think I got comments from everybody. I gotta go. Is that a ganja plant? This is what I mean. It's rumors, right? This is how rumors get starting all these rumors. Just going. I'm not gonna answer that question. I'm gonna let it be what it is. I'm gonna just let it be what it is. People just, oh Lord Jesus. All right, both I go to hell. Love you, bro. Love you. Did y'all see what he did to Jonathan? This man is wrong. Oh my God, what he did to Lord. Oh, this man is wrong. This man need to have his head examined. We need to tie both on down, get his head examined. He put Jonathan's mustache on a baby, and you can't even barely see the baby eye. You just see this. All right, now Trouble with Tribbles. Remind me of that Star Trek episode. All right, anyway, I had to go. Let's see if I can comment by everybody. I think I got a comment by Christine in the house. Nature will win. Oh, it always wins in the end, Christine. Always does. Let people fight it. They'll figure it out. Christine, somebody was on my thread yesterday. Oh no, this morning. Like, oh, you know what? Well, I tell you what, you don't wear a mask and you're not getting injected. When you die, just can I have your things? I'm fine with you not doing it. I'm like, I don't think that's how that works, brother, but sure. Here's my deal with you. If you got a face diaper on, face pamper, and you're getting injected, is when and let you die and go, give your everything to the people in the VAERS database. How about that? All right. Because obviously, if you get those things, you're not understanding of what the VAERS database is. And that it literally is telling us that we are in an apocalypse right now. And the apocalypse is not what people think. But nature always wins in the end. And there are people, Christina, convinced they can beat nature. They're convinced they got these quick fixes and it ain't never gonna happen. I can see your plant in a truck. Now I need to figure out a plant stand and put a plant in my Jeep as long as the weather's still nice. And that's why I got a bunch of plants back there, Sandy. The weather's about to not be nice. And so there's things I got to do. Got to decorate plants too. Yeah, I grow food year round, Sandy. And so I got to move some things and do things. Where can I find the shedding information? So we need to get away from the Jabberwockies. Yeah, so Monica, what you want to, am I pronouncing your name right, Monica? Because I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area, and it's always Monique's. I didn't had about 80 Monique friends. We had tall Monique, short Monique, light Monique, dark Monique, but angry Monique. All right, am I saying your name right, Monica? So what you want to do, don't, and I sent this to my family, and I know they're not going to watch it because, unfortunately, most of my family's still gaslit. But if you watch yesterday's episode, somebody here posted a link, and I think, someone posted on my thread also. All you got to do is watch the last 30 minutes. You don't have to watch the whole 2-hour show. Just watch the last 30 minutes. That's the interview with the doctor, the scientist, and the other dude that ain't saying much. So I don't know who he is. And they take you through it. Very simple. They get a little sciencey, right? But it's easy enough to understand that we do need to distance ourselves. And if we were a part of that experiment, we do need to distance ourselves, but we all need to be standing together, demanding that we have open discussions about the theory that he's raising, because what he said was right as of yet. All right. And I think it's Friday, so melancholy Friday to everybody. I don't think equal ever exists. Well, equal starts, Sandra, and you're right about that. Like, I don't believe in equality. I don't at all. Sandra will never be equal to Gerard. Ain't never gonna happen, Sandra. But Sandra and Gerard, we need to have equal starts with Jennifer, with Tony, with Lori, with Christine, with Riley. We all need equal starts. Every child born on this planet is innocent as hell. Every last one of them. All of them need robots working for them and growing food for them, building houses for them, and they all need to be stewards of the land. Every last child is a steward. and they all need the land. Whether they live on it or not is up to them. But to me, that it's a human right. They're born on their planet. They deserve an ecosystem like every caterpillar and slug does, right? They need equal starts and know that nothing will ever be equal in the rest of their life. Nothing. And it's not supposed to be. But we equally can use automation to help each other. We can all use automation to help the babies that are born. Anything else to me is psychopathic. Hey, Jania, my kids have been homeschooled a year before the pandemic, and that's a great thing, Jania. I'm glad to hear that. They're safe. They're safe. They're not going to have. I mean, I think every child who lived through this is going to have some sort of psychological damage, if I understand the psychologist right. Right, just because of the ignorance that's happening amongst the people that are over the age of 26 and all the dumb things we're talking about, engaging in, putting on the news and doing. But the children who are homeschooled are going to have a whole lot less psychological damage, like early childhood development. You know, Denise, I threw a pound to the people who don't let people with face diapers on play with their children. If I had a baby, I wouldn't let you anywhere near my baby. One, because you got an injection, and two, or you're cheering it, but two, because that's in early childhood development, children are supposed to see your face. They're supposed to see your facial expressions. They're supposed to see your interactions when you're laughing and playing with them. You know, like there were some great studies to me on autism and how not making eye contact with babies causes those problems. They need to see all of that. That's how humans develop. You know, and there's a massive experiment going on right now. What will happen to millions of children, if not a billion babies, if they grew up in a world where there are no facial expressions? No one knows the long-term effects of that. Some of the psychologists are talking about it, but nobody knows what's going to happen. We evolved to see all of that. Porky Pig's girl was Petunia. Yeah, oh, you know what, Lori, that's where I got it from. Thank you for that reminder. That's exactly where I got it from. That's why all my stuff is Petunia. My entire family, every last soul. Well, you know what? Hopefully you're not saying what I'm thinking you are, but if that is what they all have engaged in that experiment, that's why we got to speak what's true. That's why we got to, you know, be banned and censored and have ignorant people say stupid things on our thread, because we got to do what's right. We got to do what's right. All right, you guys, I got to get going. I think I got a comment from everybody. If I missed your comment, I apologize. Got to go. You guys have a great weekend. This is Gerard. No. I didn't get from one from Ann. Ann was right at the bottom. From the immune system of the babes. That's right. I am 100% behind children having healthy, natural immune systems and evolving with the ecosystem, and mom handing down the correct natural genetics, not synthetic genetics that came from a laboratory, because babies' lives matter. And once you understand the human immune system, you know that's the only thing that's keeping us alive in its natural epigenetic format. All right, you guys, I gotta go. You guys have a great day. It's Gerard. I'm out.